Hey photographers, creatives. This is the Focus Shift podcast, your best listening experience for creating your best online business. We'll focus on topics that help you get discovered. So sit back, listen, take notes if you like, and get excited about growing your business.
Have you ever landed on a website and it just works? Like you find exactly what you need. The whole experience is smooth, almost intuitive.
Yeah, it feels effortless.
Exactly. And then, well, there are the other sites. You know the ones. They feel like a maze. Maybe they look flashy, but you just end up wanting to, I don't know, throw your phone, even when you can tell someone poured effort into them. Why that huge difference?
That's a great question.
So today, that's exactly what we're diving into. We're looking at the common website mistakes, the ones that secretly sabotage businesses, often despite really good intentions. And maybe more importantly, we're focusing on the actionable priorities that truly drive success. Our mission really is to give you a clear guide, cut through those common misconceptions, and help you make your website genuinely effective, not just, pretty.
Right. And we've pulled together quite a stack of sources for this. It's centered around this idea of website wisdom, fixing common business blunders. But it's not just one perspective. We've got insights from all over HubSpot, Network Solutions, Webflow, Dalton Craighead, Tech Radar, loads more.
Okay.
So it gives us this really comprehensive, kind of multifaceted look at what makes a website actually work, or sometimes just kind of scrape by.
Okay, let's unpack that then, because you hear a lot of general advice, right? But what if the stuff we think is super important is actually, well, leading us down the wrong path? What are some of those common things people focus on, pour effort into, that just aren't really moving the needle?
That's a perfect place to start.
Okay.
Because, yeah, there are definitely some seductive traps out there. One of the biggest, it's the allure of, let's call it overstyling. The focus on really fancy visuals or gimmicks.
Oh.
You see website owners get totally caught up in elaborate animations, maybe complex layouts, hover effects that look cool, cutting edge maybe.
Like the flashy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. When those aesthetics start hurting clarity, when they make it harder to actually use the site, users just bounce. What looks impressive can actually increase cognitive load, makes it harder for visitors to process information, find what they need.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. You spend like 3 seconds watching some cool animation unfold, and then you're left thinking, okay, but where do I actually click to buy the thing?
Precisely.
It's like a beautifully wrapped present with, well, nothing useful inside. So it's function first, then form.
That's the key. A clean, purposeful design one where every element serves a goal. It always wins over just being flashy. It keeps users engaged, guides them. Research from places like Baymar Art Institute shows this again and again. Confusion in navigation and overloaded interface, it leads directly to people leaving.
Okay, makes sense. Visuals should help, not hinder. And speaking of visuals, what about the actual pictures, the images themselves? I mean, I still see so many sites just drowning in generic stock photos.
Okay.
You know the ones. Those super cheerful people in suits shaking hands, or the sterile office shots. It just screams, I don't know, fake and kind of untrustworthy.
You've nailed a really critical point there. The data is pretty clear. Generic, low quality, or just overused stock images, they're a huge problem. Sources like Network Solutions really emphasize this. They call it stock photos overload. And it doesn't just make your site feel, well, generic and bland. It can seriously hurt performance too. Slow load times, especially if the images aren't optimized, which they often aren't.
So it's a performance hit too.
Definitely. Authenticity is just paramount now.
Favorite correct.
Users connect with real people, real products, genuine stories, not, a sea of anonymous smiling faces.
Okay, so visual clutter is bad, generic images erode trust. What about the stuff happening behind the scenes, the things that create friction, like maybe outdated SEO tactics? Is there a common misguided SEO strategy people still use, thinking it helps, but it's actually hurting them?
Oh, absolutely. The classic one is keyword stuffing.
Still? Really?
Still happens. And its cousin, which is maybe less talked about but just as bad, is keyword cannibalization.
Oh, okay, what's that?
So HubSpot warns about both. Keyword stuffing is just pasting loads of keywords unnaturally. Cannibalization is when you have multiple pages on your own site all trying to rank for the exact same search term.
You're competing with yourself.
Exactly. It's not just spammy to users, though search engines do penalize it. It actually dilutes your authority. The algorithm gets confused about which page is most relevant. And crucially, it tanks your conversion potential because the content is natural, it's not focused, it's not genuinely helpful.
Right, quality over quantity again. That makes sense. What about something that breaks the connection instantly? Like a user does land on your site, the content might even be good, but something just throws them off immediately. I know I get instantly frustrated by intrusive pop-ups.
You and everyone else. The data totally backs that up. Webflow highlights this excessive pop-ups. Intrusive ads, they often trigger what they call rage clicks.
Rage clicks. I like that.
Yeah. Users just instantly abandon the site. Doesn't matter how good the content underneath is.
Yeah.
If you think about the bigger picture, it's fundamentally about respecting the user's journey, their flow. Any interruption that doesn't add clear, immediate value or isn't timed perfectly, it's probably doing more harm than good. Just drains page views, erodes trust.
Okay, so we're spending time on maybe the wrong visuals, generic images, old SEO tricks, annoying pop-ups. What's the fundamental piece that businesses might be overlooking in all this? Are we actually listening to our users?
That can be the most critical oversight, honestly. Neglecting real user feedback and actual data. So many decisions get made based on subjective debates. I like this blue better.
Yeah.
Or tiny tweaks based on what the boss prefers.
Right, internal opinions.
Exactly.
Right.
While ignoring objective metrics. Things like bounce rates, where people click or don't click, heat map behavior, even simple user testing. It raises a really important question. If you're not looking at that data, what are you basing your decisions on? Guesswork, mostly. And you just can't improve what you don't measure. Often, what we think is best is completely contradicted by how real users behave.
That makes perfect sense. Less about what we think is cool, more about what our users actually need and, do. Okay, so if those are the pitfalls, the things to avoid, let's flip the script. What are the true pillars? The non-negotiables for website success that maybe get lost in that chase for flashiness. This is where it gets really interesting, I think, for anyone wanting to build something genuinely effective online.
Absolutely. And the first one, the most foundational, it's having clear goals and a really compelling value proposition.
Okay.
Every single page on your site needs a defined purpose. Is it there to inform, capture a lead, make a sale, showcase work? Dalton Craighead really emphasizes this. State clearly right up front what you offer, who it's for, and why it's valuable.
Right there, unavoidable.
Exactly. And TechRadar backs this up, stressing you need SMART goals defined before you even start development. Without that clarity, your website's just, a collection of pages, not a strategic tool.
That feels so fundamental, but yeah, I can see how it gets skipped in the rush to just get something online.
Okay, clarity of purpose, number one. Once you have that, what's next for, measurable performance?
Speed. Load speeds and solid technical performance. These are totally non-negotiable now.
Not just nice to have.
Not at all. It's a major ranking factor for search engines, besides just user experience. We see sources like Freedom, Bluehost, Network Solutions all reporting similar things. Nearly half of mobile users will abandon a site if it takes more than, say, 4 seconds to load.
4 seconds. Wow.
It's quick. And it's not just about the server speed itself.
Yeah.
It's about perceived speed. That means optimizing everything, compressing images, using browser caching, leveraging CDNs, those content delivery networks, and critically, minimizing the impact of third-party scripts, marketing trackers, analytics tools. They can silently kill your site's responsiveness. Simple improvements here give you huge returns.
4 seconds. It sounds tiny, but when you're waiting online, it feels like forever, doesn't it?
It really does. I think we've all been there, finger hovering over the back button, thinking, is this really worth the wait?
Absolutely. And that impatience, that's exactly what the data shows. So once they are on your site, hopefully quickly,
Yes.
you need to guide them.
Yeah.
Which brings us to simple, intuitive navigation and layout. Clarity here is just paramount for keeping people engaged. Again, Baymard Institute data shows confusion in navigation. It leads straight to abandonment. Use predictable menus, use descriptive labels, keep your main navigation focused. Don't overwhelm them.
Keep it simple.
Basically, yeah, if someone can't find what they need in just a few clicks, they're probably gone.
Okay, clear path, not a digital maze. Makes
Yeah.
sense. And then, once they find what they're looking for, you need to tell them what to do next, right? Guide them.
Exactly. Strong calls to action CTAs put in the right places, they're vital. These aren't just buttons. They are the direct pathway to whatever your goal is for that page, the conversion. They need to be clear, compelling, easy to find, especially above the fold.
Yeah.
Visible without scrolling.
Right, up front.
And right after relevant content makes sense too. Sources like Lifehack, Network Solutions, Bluehost, they all advise using action-oriented text. Think, start your free trial, Or get your quote now, instead of just vague stuff like submit or click here. Even the little words around the button, the microcopy, can make a huge psychological difference in whether people click.
Interesting. Okay, and obviously everyone's on their phones constantly. So mobile friendliness must be huge now, right? Beyond just like, does it resize?
Oh, absolutely huge. Network Solutions reports over 60% of web traffic is mobile now, maybe even higher depending on the industry.
Wow.
So yeah, responsive templates are just the starting point, the baseline. You need a genuinely thumb-friendly interface. Are the buttons big enough to tap easily?
Good point.
You need alt text for all your images, which helps screen readers for accessibility. Good color contrast for readability, proper labels on forms. Accessibility in general isn't just like a nice thing to do. It opens up your site to a much wider audience. And honestly, it often improves the experience for everyone regardless of ability. Ignoring it means you're basically shutting the door on a big chunk of potential users.
I hadn't really thought about it as excluding people, but yeah, that's exactly what it is if a site isn't accessible.
Great point. What about the overall look then, in a more holistic way, beyond just avoiding flashiness?
Yeah.
How do we build trust visually?
Right, it's about consistency, consistent branding, and a clear visual hierarchy. You really want to avoid things like mismatched fonts all over the place, or clashing colors, or just chaotic layouts that confuse the eye.
Consistency builds that trust, conveys professionalism. Sources like Network Solutions and Astra suggest using things like spacing, heading sizes, and visual weight intentionally. Guide the user's eye. Create a unified professional style. It helps people quickly scan and understand what's most important on the page, reinforces who you are. It's all about intentional design choices that support the user.
Okay, so intentional design, consistent branding. And we talked about bad SEO earlier, like keyword stuffing. How do we do SEO the right way, the fundamentals, without falling into those old traps?
Great question. It's about focusing on what actually helps users and search engines understand your content. As the HubSpot blog reminds us, it's foundational stuff. Things like crafting meaningful metadata title tags, descriptions that don't just use keywords but actually entice clicks from search results.
Right, make people want to click.
Exactly. Using alt text for images, like we mentioned for accessibility, but it also helps search engines understand the image content. Using sensible heading structures, H1 for the main title, H2s for sections, etc., to logically organize the information.
Right.
And building a smart internal link structure, connecting related pages on your site. These things genuinely help search engines and users navigate and understand your site's value. It's about being helpful and organized, not trying to trick anybody.
Makes sense. Be useful, be organized. So once you've put all these pieces together, the clear goals, the speed, the navigation, the CTAs, mobile accessibility, branding, good SEO, you're not just done then, right? It's not like set it and forget it.
Not at all. That's maybe the final crucial piece. The most successful websites leverage analytics and feedback consistently. And then they iterate.
Iterate.
Yeah, they make changes based on what they learn. Use data tools, Google Analytics is the obvious one, but also page speed insights, maybe Wave for accessibility checks, heat maps to see where people are actually clicking or getting stuck. You can even do simple, low-tech user tests. Ask someone who doesn't know your site to find a specific piece of information. Can they do it in, say, 3 clicks?
Ah, the 3-click rule.
Kind of. Network Solutions advises constantly tuning your site based on these insights. It's an ongoing process. Refinement, adaptation, continuous improvement. Think of it like a living thing, not a static brochure.
Okay, constantly learning and improving. So, wrapping this up, what does this all really mean for you listening right now? It sounds like it's about shifting your focus. Moving away from those maybe superficial bells and whistles, like the overused visuals or those SEO shortcuts we thought worked, and focusing instead on the fundamental, the stuff that's data-driven, that truly matters for your business goals and for your users' actual experience.
That's the core message, absolutely. A website built with clear purpose, one that prioritizes clarity, technical performance, easy navigation, accessibility for everyone, and uses real user data to get better. That kind of site will always outperform one that's just built on aesthetics alone or guesswork. His strategic user-first approach, it leads to real, tangible improvements, more trust, better engagement, and ultimately more conversions for your business.
So, here's something to think about. Consider the last time you personally abandoned a website. Why did you leave? Was it really because it was ugly? Or was it probably because it was slow or confusing? Or maybe just plain annoying with pop-ups?
Good question.
And thinking about your own site or one you manage, What's one thing, just one, you could test or investigate this week? Maybe check your load speed, look at your main call to action, review your navigation labels. Just one small test to learn more about your users' real experience and maybe make a genuine difference.
The Focus Shift podcast is presented by PhotoBiz, the best website solution for photographers. Whether you're launching your site or scaling your online business, PhotoBiz has your back. To get started for free, visit photobiz.com today.